The wind howled over Galley Hill, carrying with it the echoes of distant thunder. Jenna had heard the tales of the black dog, but as a journalist chasing folklore, she relished the opportunity to investigate the legend firsthand. Armed with a flashlight and a notebook, she climbed the hill under the cover of darkness. The remnants of the old gibbet loomed like a skeletal sentinel against the stormy sky. Jenna paused, her breath visible in the chill air. The stories claimed the black dog was an omen, a guardian of the unavenged dead. She scoffed at the idea, but couldn't shake the growing unease that prickled her skin. Her flashlight flickered. She tapped it, the beam sputtering weakly before plunging her into darkness. The clattering of chains startled her. She spun around, straining her eyes. A low growl rumbled nearby, resonating through her chest like an ancient drumbeat. Then she saw it. Emerging from the shadows was a massive black dog, its eyes gleaming an otherworldly red. Its fur was matted, as if drenched by the storm that hadn't yet arrived. Jenna froze as the dog's chains clinked, each step closer amplifying the sound. Suddenly lightning split the sky, illuminating the hilltop. The dog vanished, leaving only the scent of singed earth and a palpable silence. Jenna stumbled back down the hill, the chain's phantom clatter following her all the way. When she reached her car, she glanced back. The gibbet stood alone, a shadowed relic of the past, yet she couldn't shake the feeling she was being watched. The summit of Ben MacDhui was shrouded in mist, its rocky expanse a spectral landscape. Alex, an experienced mountaineer, had always dismissed the stories of Amphir Liath Moor. But as he neared the top, the sense of isolation began to gnaw at him. The air felt heavier, the silence oppressive. A faint crunch echoed behind him. He stopped, his pulse quickening. Turning, he scanned the fog but saw nothing. "It's just the wind," he muttered, but the unease lingered. Continuing upward, he couldn't shake the feeling of being followed. The mist thickened, and the sound of shuffling footsteps grew louder, closer. Alex's heart raced as a shadow loomed in the distance. It wasn't human, too tall, too broad. It moved with an unsettling grace, its form flickering as though not entirely of this world. "Who's there?" he called, his voice trembling. No response, only the sound of his own ragged breathing and the approaching footsteps. He backed away, nearly tripping on the uneven ground. The shadow stopped, its presence filling the air with an unnatural chill. In desperation, Alex pulled out his whistle and blew, the shrill sound piercing the fog. The shadow recoiled, dissolving into the mist as if it had never been there. The footsteps ceased, leaving Alex alone in the suffocating silence. Reaching the summit, he found no sign of the figure, but as he descended, the feeling of being watched persisted, the mountain's silence now a haunting reminder of what he'd seen. Back at base camp, Alex vowed never to climb Ben MacDhui again. The big grey man was no mere legend, it was a warning. Today we delve into the enigma of big cat sightings in the UK. And before we part ways, do remember to like and subscribe. Thank you to all you lovely people who have already subscribed. It really helps. The mystery of the big black cats. In the quiet corners of Wales, whispers of mysterious creatures have long haunted the countryside. In the year 2024, these whispers turned into chilling encounters that left witnesses in awe and fear. But these sightings were not just modern anomalies, they echoed ancient tales passed down through generations. South Wales. Gareth Evans encounter. My name is Gareth Evans, and I'm a 45-year-old window cleaner from a small village near the Brecon beacons. One early morning in 2024, as I was preparing my equipment for the day's work, I saw something that made my blood run cold. The sun had just begun to rise, casting long shadows across the fields. Out of the corner of my eye, I noticed a movement. Turning to look, I was stunned to see a massive black cat, much larger than any domestic feline, prowling near my neighbour's sheep. The creature had a long, sleek tail and a muscular build, moving with a grace and power that took my breath away. I stood frozen, watching as the cat moved through the tall grass, its eyes glinting in the early morning light. For a moment our gazes locked, and I felt a chill run down my spine. Then, as quickly as it had appeared, the cat disappeared into the woods, leaving me to wonder if I had imagined the whole thing. Shaken, I reported the sighting to local authorities, who conducted a search but found no conclusive evidence. The incident reminded me of the old Welsh legend of the beast of Brecon, a phantom wildcat said to roam the moorlands, preying on livestock and evading capture. Mid-Wales, Carys Morgan's encounter. I'm Carys Morgan, a 38-year-old cleaner from a small town near the Cambrian Mountains. One crisp, clear day in 2024, I was taking a walk through the hills on my day off when I had an encounter that left me shaken. The landscape was breathtaking, with rolling green hills and the distant peaks of the mountains. As I made my way along a narrow trail, I noticed a shadow moving stealthily through the underbrush. At first, I thought it was a trick of the light, but then it moved again. My heart pounding, I quickly grabbed my phone and managed to capture a video of the creature. The footage showed a sleek, black feline with powerful movements resembling a panther. I shared the video with wildlife experts who were intrigued and believed it could indeed be a large feline. The sighting sparked interest among local hikers and wildlife enthusiasts, many of whom began to report their own encounters with mysterious creatures in the Cambrian Mountains. These sightings brought to mind the ancient Welsh legend of the Cath, a fairy creature said to resemble a large black cat with a white spot on its chest, believed to haunt the mountains and bring misfortune to those who encounter it. South Wales, the Davies family's encounter. We are the Davies family, and we were enjoying a camping trip in the Brecon Beacons National Park when we had a close encounter with the unknown. It was a warm summer evening in 2024, and we had set up our tent in a secluded spot near a forest. As dusk settled, we gathered around the campfire, roasting marshmallows and sharing stories. Suddenly we heard a rustling in the bushes nearby. Turning to look, we were stunned to see a big black cat, about the size of a Labrador retriever, emerging from the shadows. The cat had a shiny black coat that glistened in the firelight, and it moved with a quiet, predatory grace. We watched in amazement as the cat approached our campsite, sniffing around our belongings. It seemed curious but not aggressive, its eyes reflecting the flickering flames. After a few tense moments, the cat vanished into the forest, leaving us to wonder if we had just imagined the whole thing. We reported the sighting to park rangers, who advised other campers to be cautious and report any further sightings. The incident reminded us of the Welsh legend of the Cath Palug, a monstrous cat said to dwell in the mountains and forests, feared for its size and ferocity. Mid-Wales, Rhys Jenkins's encounter. My name is Rhys Jenkins, and I'm a 52-year-old janitor from a small village near the Elan Valley. In late 2024, I set up trail cameras in a remote woodland area, hoping to capture images of local wildlife. It was a hobby I had enjoyed for years, and I loved the thrill of discovering new creatures through my cameras. One evening, as I reviewed the footage from my latest expedition, I was stunned to see several images of a large black cat moving through the woods. The photos showed the cat's distinctive shape and size, suggesting it was not a native species. The creature had a sleek, muscular build and moved with a predatory grace that sent chills down my spine. Excited by my discovery, I shared the images with local wildlife experts, who began investigating the possibility of big cats living in the area. The photos sparked a flurry of interest and speculation, with many people wondering if there could be a population of these mysterious creatures living in Wales. The sightings brought to mind the old Welsh tales of the Black Shuck, a ghostly black dog or cat said to roam the countryside, bringing bad luck to those who see it. These sightings reignited discussions about the presence of big cats in Wales. Some believe these animals could be descendants of exotic pets released into the wild, while others think they might be native species that have adapted to their environment. The mystery continues to captivate and terrify those who encounter these elusive creatures. As the stories spread, more and more people began to report their own sightings of big black cats. The countryside, once a place of peace and tranquility, now seemed filled with hidden dangers and unknown creatures. The mystery of the big black cats remains unsolved, leaving those who have encountered them with a sense of awe and a lingering fear of what might be lurking in the shadows.